Currently in the Palestinian territories, we have an enormous energy problem. We have no sources of natural energy, and we have one of the world's highest population growth rates. We're amongst the poorest people in the Middle East region, paying amongst the highest energy prices. That's a recipe for an energy problem.
It's a region where land is limited and resources scarce, where every inch of turf is contested. But in the West Bank, one young Palestinian engineer is constructing a new source of hope from the ground. 26-year-old Khaled El-Sabawi is using the earth below him to produce energy.
Considering these energy problems, we had to create more energy efficient buildings. 60% of the energy consumed by a typical building is for heating and cooling. So we said, what can we do to reduce that energy consumption as much as possible and thereby make our buildings more sustainable?
Khaled decided that geothermal energy was the answer. It's a cheaper and cleaner way to heat and cool buildings. Here's how it works. Before construction on a home or office begins, plastic pipes are laid hundreds of feet below ground. Water can then be pumped through the soil, which stays at constant temperature year-round. In the hot summers, the cooler underground temperature chills the water in the pipes. That cooler water is then used here in a central air conditioning unit.
We have 24 degrees entering water.
The opposite is true in the winter, when underground temperatures are warmer than above.
The earth absorbs about 50% of the sun's energy and stores it as clean, renewable energy. So when you go 2 meters and below, the temperature stays constant through the entire year. It doesn't change. The deeper you go, the more constant the temperature is. So therefore you can take advantage of that because the temperature is stable in the earth and the temperature fluctuates above the earth.
The science behind geothermal may not be earth-shattering, but it is breaking new ground in the region. These homes, built by the construction company run by Khaled's father, were the first to use geothermal in all of Palestine. The success of this heating and cooling project, co-financed by the European Union, led Khaled to spin off into his own company, MENA Geothermal. And in a region not known for embracing environmental issues, their technology is completely green.
In the Palestinian territories, people here use diesel boilers for heating. Diesel boilers directly emit carbon dioxide emissions. Now, when you put a geothermal system instead of that diesel boiler, you're eliminating the carbon dioxides that would have been emitted with a diesel boiler. Installing a geothermal system in an average-sized home is the equivalent to planting an acre of trees, or taking 2 cars off the road.
Using limestone powder, a free byproduct of the West Bank's quarries, Khaled has patented a new, highly conductive sealant for his pipes. And the savings at homes they've built are up to 70% each year, making geothermal dirt cheap. But running a company here is not without challenges. The West Bank has been under Israeli military occupation since 1967, and with the construction of Israel's separation barrier, the movement of many Palestinians, including businessmen like Khaled, is restricted, even as a citizen of Canada, where Khaled grew up and went to school.
Entry denied number 3. It's very difficult to run a business here. Based on the fact that geothermal is brand new in the region, I'm always invited to give presentations all throughout the Middle East. So I have to leave sometimes on a monthly basis. Every few weeks I leave. Every single time I re-enter, I am subjugated to the same interrogation. I risk not being able to come back in to run my business. You know, it's exhausting. It really does take a toll on you.
Despite the obstacles, Khaled's hard work is paying off. His 2-year-old company recently won a bid to install geothermal at a university in Jordan for over $1.5 million. Next door, Israeli companies also see the potential.
They have very high energy prices in Israel. It's a very similar climate as well. So there's a demand and there's a need for it, and there's nobody currently offering the service in Israel. And they were surprised to find a Palestinian company that was far ahead in terms of investing in this technology and developing it locally and providing real-life examples. They were blown away. They didn't expect that from the Palestinian territories. It shattered some stereotypes about Palestinians.
For this son of a Palestinian refugee, changing stereotypes is the first step to success. Success he's hoping will one day translate into a stronger economy and independence for Palestine, building it from the ground up.
Independence doesn't just mean Palestinians being able to wave their flag. Independence means a sustainable economy. By incorporating renewable energy, by using green technology in our buildings, in our infrastructure, it does make us more independent. Even though we live under sometimes seemingly insurmountable obstacles, we're able to overcome them, and we have a lot of hope.